Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, I hope you're doing well in this Sunday night if you're in Kenya, Sunday afternoon if you're in the United States, Sunday evening or early night. I don't know what to call it. If you live in England somewhere, Europe somewhere. By the way, what's going on in England? I can see there's a civil war. There's a lot of looting and people fighting. It's like a racial confrontation happening between people who call themselves patriots, who happen to be whites, and other nationalities, whether it's Muslims, Arabs, blacks. I mean, I've been seeing this on Twitter. I don't know what's going on in England. Somebody from England, please tell me. Somewhere in Stoke and Sunderland, somewhere. It's crazy. I mean, from the few things that I've seen on Twitter, it seems like England is up and burning. There's a civil war there. I don't know. Somebody inform me, please enlighten me. But anyway, karibu sana if you're still alive and you can make it and you're in somewhere peaceful where you can watch this session. Now, karibisha sana. This is Kenya Revolutionary as usual. Let me take this time to remind you, if you are just watching this for the first time and you don't know about this channel is about Kenyan politics, or other politics. So if you're interested in that, that's something that you like and hear in-depth analysis, please subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe, share, like, comment, and do all the stuff. Again, for those faithfuls that always join me here and watch me regularly, karibu sana. Also, I appreciate you so much. Just do me a favor. The first order of business, as you know, is to like the video so that it can push this video to the algorithm, and more people can see it and know more about this in this channel and everything. Ani, karibu sana. Nice seeing you. Sijakuona kwa siku mingi. I'm always happy to see Annie. Annie is like my good luck charm. When she shows up, usually it's a good session, okay? So nice to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well, wherever you are. Okay, so mada leo. Kenya's executive and legislative branch of government are a mockery of democracy. A mockery of democracy. The reason why I say this is because, if by now I think you guys have seen the video of the vetting process, which has happened for the past 3 days. Today was the most ridiculous one. I think Wahome was the one who kind of raised the bar of ridiculousness. But Joho came in and just blew that out of the water. Joho and Oparanya Ombetsa, who are lying on camera, lying on national TV about their wealth, their experience, their education background, and their checkered past. I mean, it was bad. Even Junet Mohammed had to, just tell Oparanya, hey, say no. Like, it was, alikuwa nampatia ma answers. It was childish. It's ridiculous. These people are so corrupt. It's no longer funny. It's not funny anymore. It's not. Junet, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And the kind of questions that were being asked, we found out Hassan Joho tells us he's worth 2.3 billion, I think, Kenyan shillings, of course, which is like 2 million something dollars. But that's just something that it's probably more than that, way more than that. Of course, he has to kind of, Hassan Joho is like a celebrity, so he has to make it a huge number at the same time. Yeah, we shall talk about that too. We are about, I think, 4 days or 5 days away, less than a week from Nane Nane, and the temperatures are rising. The temperatures are rising, and Ruto should be prepared. Ruto should be prepared, because Nane Nane sounds like a serious day of revolution. These Gen Zs are planning, and millennials and every Kenyan that's up there. I told you Gen Z is not just a generational age group, okay? They're just being called Gen Z because they are the face of the movement. They're the guys who are up there on the streets. Bobby Caesar, karibu sana. Nice seeing you, my friend. Again, I appreciate you for taking part on this. So yes, so on Thursday, this coming Thursday, there will be a mammoth, huge meeting, huge protest, Nairobi CBD, and they've given Ruto up to Thursday, 3 p.m. to resign or else. or else. Resign or else. They're not playing. And they're saying they'll be there in case Ruto hasn't left yet. They will camp. They'll live there. They'll be having tents, flashlights, all that stuff, blankets. And they will stay there until Ruto resigns. Sounds familiar? That is the same thing that is happening in Bangladesh today. In fact, it's eerily similar to what happened in Bangladesh. The students there were out in the streets, went and wakaenda huko kwa state house yao, wao manini wakakimbia. The president had to run off, fly off the country, came back and ordered some police to shoot students. A bunch of students were dead. But after that, guess what happened? So the police, the head of police, met with the military heads, and they had a meeting, a 3-hour meeting, where they decided that they shall not intervene and they will only help in the process of transitional government. Watasaidia in the harakati ya transition the government from the current one to the next one. That is what the police force have went and met up with the military heads of Bangladesh. Bangladesh is what country? Somebody tell me. I don't know what. I'm not good in geography. Please. Nilipata D kama Joho. Somebody help me. So this is an example of what can happen if you have majority of the people decide that, hey, these representatives of ours have lost legitimacy. And in Kenya, it's similar, because if you look at what happened today with the process of so-called vetting of these CSS, Ombetsa, who has an active case in court, the ESCC even said, hey, listen, you cannot vet this guy because he has a corruption case. Tuko na evidence, tuko na kila kitu, lakini nyinyi mnataka kumweka kuninio minister. You see the kind of mchezo wa town ambao watu naendelea. So these are the examples of why people are angry and why people need a total overhaul of governance. Our representatives wetu, all the MPs, all the senators, all the MCAs, all the governors, all of them, even the executive, the president. And if it's possible, also the judiciary. Kila mtu arudi nyumbani. This is not acceptable. This is what people are saying. This is not attainable anymore. We cannot continue like this. But the Raila Odingas of this world don't care. And like I say, they are flipping us off, saying, you know what? I'll send somebody like Joho, who I know is not qualified to do anything and is a known criminal, to run for this position. And guess what? They will pass atapewa hiyo kazi. Kwa sababu these are the things that they had already walishapanga kitambo, lakini saizi wanajifanya tu hii ni mchezo. They've choreographed the whole process to pretend that they're actually vetting these folks, but they're not. This is a sham. That's why in the thumbnail it says, stop this fake vetting nonsense. Can you believe the person who's leading in this vetting, this, what's the name? Wetangula. Wetangula has been caught up in different cases of graft. And he's the one leading the whole process. Sholei has been mentioned in graft cases, corruption cases. These are the people who are leading the vetting of other corrupt officials who they probably did business with. And you expect to fight corruption. And Ruto had the audacity today to say, okay, you know what? I now have a broad-based government. So now I shouldn't hear anyone complaining about anything. Because everybody is included in my government now. As if he's trying to infantilize the population. As if we are stupid. That's what I'm saying. And they act surprised why people want to go to State House and burn down the Parliament too. You see what I'm saying? Bobby Caesar is telling me, hey, ulipata D na Joho D minus funny. Yeah. You know, so this is what we're talking about. Anyway, let me start up with something that was very important. I think Miguna had like one of those X-Spaces meeting. Thank you so much, guys. If you're coming in, please like the video, share, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Do not wait. Please subscribe, and dunga yo like, tukiendelea, okay? And I will bring you guys in. If you want to join the studio, just ask for the link. I'll put the link if you want. Ukitaka kufungua roho useme vile unataka, I'm more than willing to do that just for you, okay? Aya, tuendelee. So, like I say, Miguna had an X-Space meeting today with a bunch of people. They usually do have that in preparation of the coming Nane, okay? And I haven't got the chance to listen to what the program was about. Like I said, they're usually, they're preaching to the choir. I know exactly what they're going to talk about. I'm usually interested as to new ways of how we can, go through and make this whatever successful, this mandamano that's coming up. But it's a good place if you want to go listen to it. If you listen to it, then that's good too. Okay. So Francis Kimani is in. Karibu sana Francis Kimani, karibu sana. Dunga you like maramoja na kaba uja subscribe na subscribe maramoja. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys are in. Let's get started. Where do I get started? Let's get started with something Waikwa, I believe he's a lawyer. Waikwa is a lawyer. He says something very, very, very interesting, which I do believe in. Okay? He said something that I want to show you. So stay with me, because I want you to, as you listen to the kind of choreographed nonsense that's going on in the legislative body led by Sholei and Wetangula, who I told you both have been named and have been involved in corruption cases before. They are the ones who are conducting this whole vetting process. What a country we live in. If this is not a script from Vioja Mahakamani, I don't know. In fact, this is more entertaining than Vioja Mahakamani. And the unfortunate part is that the joke is on us. This is real life. We are going to get the brunt of it all. We are going to pay for their mess-ups. Their jokes will be on us, actually. The jokes that you're telling, the jokes that you're conducting in the name of vetting is going to affect us, the wananchi of Kenya. That's the unfortunate part of it. All right, let's get started. Wacha tuanze basi, wacha tuanze. Let me start by what our dear friend was quoted as to saying. Then I shall run some of these snippets of these guys. So Ruto was speaking somewhere in, was it Baringo or somewhere? I don't know where he was, but he was. Anyway, let's listen in. Let's listen in, brothers and sisters. Let's listen in.
Tupangane pamoja. Sasa hizi tumeunda serikali ya kila mtu. Hakuna mtu sasa ya kulalamika. Hakuna mtu ya kupingana. Sasa sisi wote tusimame pamoja. Tupangane pamoja. Tuungane. Tushirikiane. Ile sasa kazi iko ni vile tutashirikiana tutatue changamoto za taifa letu la Kenya tukiwa pamoja. Ile kazi iko sasa ni kupanga maendeleo ya taifa letu la Kenya tukiwa pamoja. Hakuna sasa vizingizio tena. Hakuna vijisababu tena. Hakuna excuses ya kusema kwa sababu ya hii, kwa sababu ya hii. Sasa hii serikali imeunganisha watu wote hapo ndani.
Okay. Number one. So by nominating, first of all, he assumes that's the funny part. The assumption in his statement that these nominees are going to be confirmed as the CSS that he has been nominated for shows that this thing was already planned, because he's sitting there talking as if these guys are already confirmed. Number two, just because you involve some of the ODM corrupt leaders like Ombetsa and Joho, Opio Wandai, Mbadi, that does not mean that they represent the whole 55 million Kenyans. As a matter of fact, if we are to go by the history of this gentleman, Ombetsa have stolen money from Kakamega County. Ombeta has been a disaster in any public office that he has occupied. Okay? Joho, we know that. We know what kind of business he has been involved in. We know how Mombasa, the corruption in Mombasa, that had the money that was missing in Mombasa. I don't have to walk you through this. But here Mr. President is telling us that, sasa serikali nimeshaingisha watu ambao wana represent the whole country. So msianze kulalamika hapa, nishaingiza watu wa kutoka upinzani. So msilalamike. Sasa tushirikiane na tufanye kazi ya kuendelea ya kuiba. That is essentially what he's telling. Raila ameshanitumia hiyo list, nikaeka stamp ya hao waizi wa ODM wakuja wanisaidie kuiba hapa. Weka Mbadi hapo treasury, weka Joho hapo kwa minerals aende kaibe minerals hapo, weka Ombeta hapo sijui I don't know what the minister of Ombeta is. I don't know what is his. Mbadi hapo, Oparanya, nani Opiyo Wandayi. Then he tells us that this is an inclusive government just because he has poached a few ODM ragtags. What is this? Hii ni mchezo aina gani jamani? What kind of games are these? What is this? Bobby Caesar is telling me this name Mutangula sounds like the word entanglement. Hey. I'll get there. Let's listen in. We are not done yet. We are just warming. Tuna warm up. Kama if you are eating, please weka chakula chini. Kama unakunywa chai ya jioni ya saa 2, tafadhali ingieni hapa. Hello, happy Sunday, Messi M, happy Sunday. Ingieni hapa. Weka like hapo tu. We are about to get started. Miss chezi na mtu hapa leo. Ruto on Thursday umepewa mpaka saa 9. The people of Kenya have spoken. The people of Kenya have said 3 p.m. afternoon, 3 saa 9 Ruto umepewa mpaka saa 9. You can resign now, you can resign tomorrow, you can resign the day before, you can resign. Saa 9 Ruto, 3 p.m. East African time. 3 saa 9 mchana on Thursday 8 August 2024. Ruto William Samoei Ruto umepewa mpaka saa 9. Last warning, umepewa mpaka saa 9. Anza kupack. Nataka nione roli zimeanza kubeba ma sofa set na mananio kila kitu. Mattress na hizo vyombo ambao nani anapikanga nazo, aanze kusafirisha vitu. Safirisha before Thursday. Anza kusafirisha vitu. Watchman mwambie mshahara yake ya mwisho ni Thursday asubuhi. Haya. We are getting started. Bobby Caesar ananiambia Kenya rehab hijacker. A hijacker usually talks like there will be no countermeasures now that the Stockholm Syndrome cabinet has joined the haste. Yes. Tunaingia. Let me show the clown show that happened today in the parliament. Wacha nianze. Tafadhali like na uanze kusubscribe kabla hujasubscribe. Nimeanza kukasirika. Nimeanza kupandwa na hasira. Nikizungumza mambo ya wa siasa, Ruto ananipatia high blood pressure. Na kama mtu anataka kuingia hapa niambie. Let me start look at the games these parliamentarians. These are your lawmakers that are playing games with the lives of Kenyans. Unaleta mtu ambaye amejulikana anauza unga na alipata D- na hana degree yoyote, anakuja anatuambia ati unajua mimi kitambo nilipata D lakini sasa hizi niko na degree 2. Degree 2 ya kutoka wapi? Kampala. Who was your professor? Museveni? Ombeta Oparanya. Na hiyo kichwa yake Opetsa. Stealing right center na hey. Captain iko nini? Unataka nini hiyo? Unataka link? Nitakuwekea link saa hizi. Give me a minute. Unataka link? Niambie yes or no. Ombeta. Let me play Ombeta. Kabla tujaenda Ombeta. Let me show you. Nyinyi mnafikirianga ni jokes. These are not jokes. This is real life. Serious issues which are being trivialized. Look at the Suna MP. What's his name? Huyu anaitwanga aje huyu? Huyu mtu anaitwaje? Look at his reaction. Huyu jamaa hapa huyu. Kando ya Ichungwa. What's his name? I'm forgetting his name. Not Aden Wale. I forgot his name. Mtu aniambie. Aya, mtu aniambie. Hata Junet Mohammed. Yes. Junet nafikiri ni jokes. Angalia, look at Junet.
Are you aware if any of your former colleagues or staff at the county government of Kakamega have recorded any statements with EACC? And lastly, has the office of the ODPP, Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, ever contacted you in relation to this matter or prosecuted you?
I wouldn't know.
Are you aware if any of your former colleagues or staff at the county government of Kakamega have recorded any statements with EACC? And lastly, has the office of the ODPP, Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, ever contacted you in relation to this matter or prosecuted you?
I wouldn't know.
Are you aware if any of...
Unaona mchezo wa town? Unaona mchezo wa town? Aliulizwa swali, alafu Junet is telling him what to say, anamfanyia hivi. Muliona hiyo? Muliona? Hey. Kweli Kenya kuna mchezo. Hiyo mchezo iko hapa Kenya, nakwambia mimi siwezani nayo. I'm telling you, hii ni mchezo ambayo siwezani nayo. Did you see that? For real. Ati jamaa anaulizwa swali, alafu anafanya, Junet anamfanyia, anamwambia hivi, sema no. No. Signal, yes, Annie. Messi, uliona pia Naija walianza maandamano on August 1st. Yes, Nairobi. Naija pia wameshika moto. Yes, Ani ameshikichwa, namwambia no. Ati hakuna, usiseme, sema no. Aibu, mchezo wa paka na panya mbele ya umati ya watu. These are your legislative. ODM is just as corrupt as Kenya Kwanza. Nilikuwa nawaambia kitambo. From Raila down to Mutua huko chini kabisa. Kwa hiyo party. Azimio yote, hata niseme ODM, azimio yote. Bobby ananiambia, you want me to replay it? Okay, look properly. Angalia tena. I'll replay it for the sake of Bobby. I've asked. Wacha nimuonyeshe tena. Aone. Bado hamini. Wacha nikuonyeshe. Ndio hiyo inakuja. Ndio hiyo. Hold on. All right. Can you see it? Look at Junet. Angalia Junet kwa makini sana.
Are you aware if any of your former colleagues or staff at the county government of Kakamega have recorded any statements with EACC? And lastly, has the office of the ODPP, Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, ever contacted you in relation to this matter or prosecuted you?
I wouldn't know.
Are you aware if any of your former colleagues or staff at the county government of Kakamega have recorded any statements with EACC? And lastly, has the office of the ODPP, Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, ever contacted you in relation to this matter or prosecuted you?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Hey, wewe. Karibu sana Gypsy Corner. Nice seeing you, my good friend. So you see, hizi ni mchezo. Bobby, umeona? Mchezo ya town, yes, tunaijua. Mchezo wa town unaendelea Kenya. Ama jamaa wanatuchezea. They are playing with us. Na hii ni maisha yetu, maisha ya wananchi iko hapa. Tunataka kuweka mtu wako qualified, lakini mtu anakuja hapa anajifanya ati wanafanya mchezo. Junet, bado sijaanza kukasirika. I have not started. Sijaanza kukasirika. Kwa nini mnataka kunikasirisha mapema leo? Na it's Sunday evening huku pale niko, lakini najaribu kukuwa na raha kwa roho. Tusikie ndugu yetu Ali Hassan Joho. Ali Hassan Angoa Joho. Hey. Karibu sana Gypsy. Karibu sana Gypsy. I'm glad to see you. Please. No one in that cabinet is honest. They all must go. They can't be trusted. No one can be trusted in this government. The opposition, excuse me, the leading party, the head of the party, the speaker, the president, minority leader, majority leader, DPPP, ESCC, KBC, kila kitu. Tusikie Joho. Listen to Joho. Joho is coming. Joho hali Hassan la haula. Msikie. Is coming. Anatuambia yeye ni professor. Listen to him. Mnafikiri mimi naambia hizi ni vituko. A poorly scripted Vioja Mahakamani episode is happening at our expense, by the way.
Sababu unataka kuongeza. Mheshimiwa Spika, Misha ameuliza swali na Kiswahili. Kwanza nataka kujua, sijui kwa nini alikuwa apologetic about it. Kiswahili ni lugha ya taifa. Sasa kulijibu ndio kizungumkuti.
Unaweza kujibu kwa Kiswahili.
Tutapambana. Mimi ni Mswahili. So, Mheshimiwa,
but parliamentary standing orders require that since you studied in English, you must go in English all through.
But Mr. Speaker, that will be double standard.
I allowed Mishi. I'll give you also the same latitude to answer in Kiswahili. I know Honorable Mishi was playing to the gallery.
No, Mishi, I'm sure on
Chair, it's a valid question.
Valid, and the gallery is equally valid.
That's why I'm representing them.
Honorable Mheshimiwa Mishi anaongea na watu wake walikoni na wengineo ambao wanaelewa Kiswahili. So, Mheshimiwa Speaker, kwanza uchimbaji wa bahari ni lazima ufanywe kwa njia ya kueleweka na kufahamika. Lazima iwe na utafiti na mipango ya kutosha, kwamba ukichimba kwa ujenzi wa bandari lazima upime mambo ya mazingira kwa kufahamika. Huwezi kuwa utachukua tu kwa sababu unataka kuongeza uwezo wa bandari ama mabehewa makubwa kuingia, uchimbe na uumize mazingira. Hii ni mambo ambayo haiwezekani. So mimi kama
mazingira huharibiwa, haiumizwi. Endelea.
Waswahili waelewa hiyo Mheshimiwa. So hata mimi nimepigwa na butwa vile Kiswahili chake kiko kitamu. So Mheshimiwa Speaker, mazingira lazima yalindwe. Na sababu muhimu ya kulinda mazingira ni kwa sababu mazingira yanasaidia katika eneo la uchumi la wananchi. Na mimi nataka niseme, hata nikimaliza nilikuwa nimeandika pointi 10 ambazo nataka kuzisema, nitakwambia, ambayo naona vile tunafaa twende. Lakini haiwezekani kwamba ubora huu ushinde ubora mwingine zaidi. Lazima kuwe na balance, uwiano na usawa. Yaani tunasema Mheshimiwa Speaker, katika hali yanayofanyika lazima kuwe na uwiano na usawa hasusan katika mapato, na hakuna namna. Na mimi nafahamu vile pale Mheshimiwa Misha natoka, wavuvi walikoni wakati Dongo Kundu ilikuwa inachimbwa, hata ile terminal mpya ya bandari sahihi, wavuvi wengi walipoteza mapato ya kiuchumi, kwa sababu mchanga ule uliotolewa pale ulitupwa mahali ambao wavuvi wanavua. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, sijui kama unajua njia ya uzazi wa samaki. Wasamaki wanazaa kwenye mapango.
What is going on
kule baharini?
What is he saying?
Sasa mara tu utakuta mchanga kiwango kikubwa kimekuja kikafinika maeneo ya uzazi wa samaki, so inapunguza sana. Mheshimiwa Mishi, mimi nataka nikuhakikishie.
What is he saying?
Lazima tuweke mikakati kabambe ya kueleweka na tutathmini hali halisi kabla tukubali mambo ambayo yataumiza Wakenya kiuchumi. Na tena sio Mombasa peke yake, Lamu, ziwa la Victoria, ziwa la Turkana, Nakuru, Naivasha na kwengineo, kwa sababu Mheshimiwa Spika, mambo haya yanachangia pakubwa katika uchumi wa nchi yetu, kiutalii, kiuchukuzi, kimaisha kwa jumla. La mwisho, Mr. Speaker, Alamishi alisema mambo ya mipaka, na akasema mambo ya Tanzania na Kenya na Uganda Migingo. Mheshimiwa, mimi naonelea hivi, nchi hii, serikali hii, kwa in the spirits of East Africanism, yani kwa ushirikiano in that spirit ile ya umoja wa East African, lazima tuzungumze mambo ya mipaka kikamilifu, kwa sababu mimi nilikuwa mbunge katika bunge la 10, Migingo imekuwa ikizungumza mpaka leo, tutazungumza Migingo. Mheshimiwa Spika, nakumbuka ulivyokuwa waziri wa mambo ya nje ama kigeni, mambo ya nje, Mheshimiwa Daud anichanganya kidogo, sema kigeni, mambo ya nje, ulikuwa unapambana na mambo ya mipaka ya baharini, na nakumbuka tulisongeza zaidi ya nautical mile 300 na almost
tulipima na tukazongesha kutoka mile 200 mpaka 450, na hizo stakabadhi nikazipeleka kwa Umoja wa Mataifa.
Sasa
New York.
Sasa Mheshimiwa, mimi maoni yangu ni kwamba kama nchi ni muhimu tuzungumze kikamilifu mambo ya mipaka, Migingo, Tanzania, Somalia, Uganda, na popote pale ambapo panatuhusu mambo ya mipaka ni muhimu. Na umuhimu wake uko wapi? Hiyo utalinda haki za Wakenya wa siku za usoni, hasa ukisikia kwamba kuna madini, kuna rasilimali, conflict inaanza. So Mheshimiwa Speaker, tutaka tufanye namna hiyo.
What is he saying? What is he saying? What is he saying? Where's Kamu? Where's that Wally when you need him? What is he saying? If East Africanism. Hey, anyway, alisema, by the way, yes. And by the way, he's saying that he went to Harvard Business School. Harvard Business School. But he was unable to express the points he was making in English. I'm not saying that you have to speak English to be a, minister of whatever the case they want to put him, mining and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, if you're going to go to Harvard Business School, which is what? I think it's 2 years or a year. I would like to believe that those classes, most of them were conducted in English. And you'll be interacting in English. And you'll be making your presentations in English. That's prestigious school. He said he went to Harvard. That's Joho. So D- musimwambie mambo ya D-. D- ilikuwa kitambo. You know what? I will go check Harvard's whatever to see if he actually graduated. When did he graduate? Does anyone know in the chat? Please, niambieni. When did he finish Harvard Business School? Somebody tell me in the chat. When was that done? All the vetting is fixed like Fagi time. Manu fans will know. Wacha kuongelea watu wa Manu. They lost 3-0 yesterday to Liverpool. But you see what I'm talking about. I'm not, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to come here and talk him down or kumwaibisha or just to mwaribia jina. But we have to be real with ourselves. If you can barely express yourself in English and you claim that you went to Harvard Business School, there's a problem. Knowing very well that you probably don't have those degrees that you're talking about. This is what I'm talking about. We cannot have a society like this. Just because your name was forwarded by Raila Odinga, Tiringenye Conman mwenyewe, and they made a deal with Ruto, now you qualify for the job. No. We are not going to live in this society. That's why Nane Nane is very important. I'm telling you, Nane Nane is so important. Gen Z have to remove these people. Bobby Caesar is telling me, just as for his certificates, digital signatures, and log on to the Harvard school and you will know the truth. I'll do that. Tomorrow I'll come with the answer. Tomorrow's session, nitaingia hapa mapema na muingi. I'll be here tomorrow mapema na muingia hapa. I'm going to give you answers about Hassan Joho. I'm going to call Harvard to find out when he graduated in Harvard. Alisema ameninio graduated Harvard Business School. I understand. Okay, so one thing I know about Harvard Business School is that if you've held a successful business, okay, they usually offer like a year or 2 courses to people who have, that's one of the qualifications. It's either umesoma ukona background in business in your degree, or you've had a successful business that has, I don't know how, you have made a couple of, ukona certain employees and you're bringing a bunch of, there's a target there that's requirement, which you can go to the Harvard Business School for like a year or 2. I know, what's the name? There are a couple of celebrities who didn't have a degree who walienda Harvard. What's the name? If you know anything about hip hop, there's this producer, Swiss Beats. He's the husband to Alicia Keys. Swiss Beats never really, he's a high school graduate, but since he had different business ventures, he qualified to that Harvard Business School program. I think it's a year or 2 or something like that. Then another person was not Naomi Campbell. What's this other Ninio? What's this other model? Not Tyra Banks. Is it Tyra Banks? Tyra Banks or something like that. Yeah, she used to have a show, modeling show, whatever. Tyra Banks, I think her name is. Yes, she also was a high school graduate, but since she made some business, she had a huge business. She went to the business Harvard Business Law. Not Harvard Business School. They offer that to entrepreneurs, business people who have made a certain amount of money. You can go there and it's like they give you that degree after after you complete 1 year or 2 years of those classes. So yes, I get it. It's possible if that's why I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. We have to be fair. We have to be fair. We have to be fair. So if maybe our friend Joho has, successful business and made whatever, you can apply, and it's usually open to anybody across the world. If you want to go for a year, Harvard business, if you have to make that criteria. You make a certain amount of money, you pay, I think, 20 million or whatever the case is. It's a way of Harvard making money. That way you can walk around, they give you a certificate and say, oh, I went to Harvard. But really it's not, I won't say that it's basically make you, an intellectual or academically, academic prodigy. Let me just say that. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the matter, okay? What I'm trying to say is this. We live in a society that is not meritocratic. Meritocracy. It's not a meritocratic society. It is who you know. You have to be connected to these powers. Kama wewe Raila aliweka jina yako akasema, hey, peleka hiyo, Ruto, we made a deal, give him the job, utapata kazi. That's what I'm saying. And I'm going to show you more of that as we continue with this. Nane is very important. Let's see. Let me show you something about Bangladesh very quickly. Mko ready? This is what happened in Bangladesh. And Ruto is scared about what might happen to him on Thursday because the people have decided watu wanakutana wapi? Watu wanakutana Nairobi CBD na amepewa mpaka saa tisa a resign or else apende asipende watamtoa. Apende asipende utafanya nini? This is what Bangladesh looks like. Let me show you. Anyway, that was the people in Bangladesh. This is what they said. Bangladesh protests inspired by the Kenyan Gen Zs escalate as Bangladesh formed their own camping square where they are camping 24/7 calling for the removal of the Prime Minister Husna over killing of the protesters. Unanisikia vizuri? Unanisikia? I'm saying this. These guys wamekutana Bangladesh huku wakasema in their square and they're camping outside of their state house. Wakisema hawatawacha kukamp mpaka the Prime Minister Husna aondolewe, a resign over the killing of the protesters that have been killed during those protests. I told you once their first successful popular protest, the Walienda State House, their version of State House, their Prime Minister Husna alikimbia, took a private plane and left the Ninio. Left the country, okay? Akahepa. Then akarudi and he ordered some killing of the people, the protesters. So many students were killed. Actually, the morgue. I can't show it because of YouTube, whatever the case is, but it was bad. Watu wamededishwa vibaya. So people are so mad, wakaenda kwa nini state house yake. They're camping, the same thing the Gen Zs are going to do on Thursday. Wakacamp, wakasema they're not going home until Prime Minister Husna resigns. And that's because of not only the issues that we're protesting about, also because of the killings of the protesters. By the way, I'll share the link in a minute, Captain. Just give me a second. If you have been following, also, there are 247 bodies that were found in the mortuary today in Nairobi. Mortuary. Is it Nairobi City Mortuary? Something like that is called. Which people are asking, hizi zimetoka wapi? Yeah? Zimetoka wapi? So that's what people are asking. Bobby is saying Ruto does not like Kizungu Mingi. Kizungu Mingi likes Johoism. That Ruto video is Narok has a part of why he sacked a contractor. Oh, really? I'll find it. I'll find that in Nioni Chezetena. I'll find that whatever and play it again. But this is what's going on. This is what's going on. Oparanya claimed that he has never been to the EACC, and on this specific day, he spent 5 hours at the EACC. Bwana Oparanya, you can't start Let me show you this. Oparanya started with a lie. Oparanya Ombetsa. Please like the video. Kama uja subscribe. Na muanze kulike video. Maana naonyesha vitu ambazo zinaweza kuwafungua macho. Ndio on Thursday tunaondoa Ruto. Ruto unaenda nyumbani. Please Ruto. Write your anza kuandika your resignation letter right now. Tafadhali Ruto, anza kuandika maana tunakuondoka on Thursday. Gen Z wamesema na millennials na Wakenya wote wamesema wanaenda State House na watakaa hapo na wataenda nyumbani mpaka Ruto uondolewe, mpaka utoke. Zakayo lazima ashuko, resign, nothing more. Na by the way, for those of you who think it's just Ruto who will go to resign, no. It is the whole executive. Ruto, all the executive nini wataondoka. Ruto, Gachagua na kila mtu na Hassan, Joho na kila mtu ambao anajaribu kunominate hapo wataenda nyumbani wote, tibim wote. Haya, ndio hiyo. This is where the day Ruto nani alikuwa anadanganya. Ombetsa tuendelee. Ombetsa, let me play Ombetsa.
Emerged from the EACC offices.
Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya and his wives were held at Integrity House for 7 hours, where he was questioned over alleged embezzlement of 1.3 billion shillings. Oparanya, who was later released, maintained his innocence, saying he was being politically targeted. We begin our broadcast with our very own Goin.
After hours of questioning, the former Kakamega governor and ODM deputy party leader Wycliffe Oparanya emerged from the EACC offices, accompanied by a host of politicians. Oparanya recounted events of Wednesday morning when his children notified him of police presence at their current home.
So I decided to go out and invite them in. And they said that they had a warrant to search my house. And I told them that before you do that, I will invite my lawyer to be present. So my lawyer came and they did the search. They took some documents.
The EACC detectives did not only search the current home, but cast their net wider even to his rural home, where they carted away documents they say will be crucial in their investigations.
They asked me a few questions if I had guns in the house. What business do I do with Baba? And then they said they had some few issues to ask me about Kakamega County.
According to EACC, their investigations had found that public funds amounting to 1.3 billion shillings had been unlawfully acquired through proxies and associates during his term in office.
You know very well, I left the county 1 year ago, and I'm not privy to the documents that they have from the county. And also, they wanted issues to do with 2013, 2014, which obviously I could not remember. So we have been here. They studied the interviews, but they could not go far because I could not remember some of the issues.
Reports indicate that some family members of the former governor, including spouses, were also questioned by detectives who are probing procurement-related corruption.
I have just been hearing that they have been interviewing some contractors. Yeah, but I have not had time to sit with those contractors. And since, furthermore, I have left the county, I'm not privy to any information about the county. I cannot access any document of the county because I'm no longer an employee of the county.
Oparanya says he's being politically persecuted, sentiments shared by Azimio allied politicians who joined him at Integrity Center.
Obviously, this is political, and you can see that I have been in the county for 10 years. No EACC came to my office, even one day. And I have been away one year since I left governorship. Nobody came my way on any investigation. I was Minister for Planning. Nobody came to my office for any investigation. So I would wonder why, when I have retired, that someone is coming to ask me about 2013, 2014. Is that fair to me?
It is not Oparanya to disrupt a presidential function. You made promises to Kenyans. You made promises about Nzoia Sugar, about Mumia Sugar, about that road called C41. You know it. And C44. So when you go to Western Kenya, you expect that people will ask you those questions. It is not anyone in ODM who's planning to disrupt the presidential function.
In the spirit of creating a conducive environment for dialogue, we are saying stop this police harassment. Stop harassing Azimio principals. Stop harassing our supporters. Create an environment that is conducive for dialogue.
But EACC maintains it is carrying out its role impartially and independently, and that the matter was just one of many others it is probing. And as devolution marked 10 years old, an audit of the devolved units over the period revealed a worrying trend. 2,994 cases of embezzlement had been reported, over 1,000 more of procurement irregularities, 840 cases of abuse of office, 578 of bribery, with between 220 and 17 cases of conflict of interest, unexplained wealth, fraud, maladministration, penal code offences, and breach of trust. 9 former and serving governors have already been taken to court for criminal and civil proceedings relating to theft of public funds. The cases are at different stages of hearing. EACC says many more are under investigation for alleged embezzlement of public funds and possession of unexplained wealth. Chamutai Goin, Citizen TV.
All right, Goin.
Okay, so we can see that Oparanya alikuwa na kesi. Now, I'm getting very interesting comments here that I also read on Twitter. Bobby and Annie is telling me that Jimmy Wanjigi and Eric Omondi had a meeting at night. Now, I've been hearing this on Twitter. I failed to, I don't know who wrote it. I don't know if it was, let me not quote anyone because I don't know who, I forgot who did write it. But it is said that Jimmy Wanjigi is suspected to be the person who is financing this maandamano. It is suspected. Hiyo ndio nasikia. So it's so funny. Bobby Caesar was telling me here, and Annie responded. Is saying this Jimmy Wanjigi Westland night meeting seems to be having them KK camp shiver. Yes, I think you are alluding to the same issue. It was said that Jimmy Wanjigi had a night meeting somewhere. I don't know where it was. And it is said that it has something to do with what is to come this Thursday. The rumors is that Jimmy Wanjigi might be one of the financiers of this protest. And he met Omondi, Eric Omondi, somebody else, and whoever. So Annie is telling me here was saying Jimmy Wanjigi and Eric Omondi in one vicinity sentence something is amiss. Can Eric go against ODM party? That is what is interesting. You know what I think that could be a possibility. Eric Omondi, even though I know he's eyeing for that Langata seat, alienda kakutana na Ida, kakula hapo na Raila because he wants that ODM seat in Langata MP, okay? Because Jalas is probably not going to make it back, but whatever. So that's a good question to ask. But what's happening in ODM is this. You can see the young folks are kind of not comfortable with the ODM position as far as with their move to joining your cabinet. Unasikia? So, like you had Nani ukiangalia Babu Owino anikaa, he's been really quiet about all this thing, but we can tell where he stands with regard to this issue because ulisikia Babu Owino alisema his last tweet regarding that, alisema I will always stand with the people. Basically standing with Gen Zs because Gen Zs, they were against this whole cabinet thing. They look at it as Raila amewasaliti, okay? So I think Eric Omondi can still pull it off. He can still be part of the maandamano and still, because like I said, majority of these ODM guys, they want to play both sides. They want to be the government and they want to be the Ninio. ODM is kind of fractured. The younger people, they kind of feel it's not a comfortable place to be because of what's happening. They're starting to be what wanaanza kuangalia ODM as part of UDA. Even Badi was telling us that UDA has no difference. There's no difference between UDA and ODM as far as philosophical approach to economy, the bottom-up nonsense, okay? So you can see that this, the coalescing, hii mambo ya coalescing between that's happening between ODM and UDM is making the young folks uncomfortable, because the young folks actually can only relate to the Gen Zs who are against both ODM, UDA, Azimio, Kenya Kwanza, and the whole political class. That is why. So, yeah, I think to answer your question, Annie, if I was to guess, I think Eric Omondi can go against the ODM party if need be, because ODM party probably come to 2027, these guys will be, nobody will be looking for them. Azimio, Kenya Kwanza, nobody will. These guys will be so irrelevant because the young folks are starting something new, something fresh, something everyone is excited about, okay? So, yeah. Bobby Caesar, Oparanya has never heard of the word cold case. He thinks once you forget case is closed. How obstinate he is. You're very right. And of course, the Constitution, Article 226(5) says any public official who, basically I'm paraphrasing, embezzles money or ameiba pesa, misappropriates any funds, is liable. And when it says public office, whether it's a current public office official or past, which means that kama uliiba pesa 1965, you are liable to pay that money ambao you misappropriate. So like Bobby Caesar said, he's very right. Hata kikuja hapa anze kutuambia ati sijui nilisahau, I forgot everything I forgot, utakumbushwa na evidence, utakumbushwa na hiyo kesi itafunguliwa na utafungwa ama ulipe hiyo pesa. Yes, I agree with you there, Bobby. Richard Onyango anasema Gen Z hata kama watarudi barabarani 88 ametufaidika kama Didan Kimathi. The best thing, chukweni kura mngoje 2027, someone waiting you to throw the government and take it all. Why should we wait till 2027? Why? We should not. I wanted to reply to this by Gypsy said, Kenya Rebel, let's be real. In Kenya, we are used to singing day and night, Ruto must go. 10 years later, he will still be there. Just the same way we sang Moi must go. 24 years later, he was still here. Well, the times have changed. That's the difference. And you might be right, but the times have changed and the situation is changing. The reason is, siku za Moi, for the best part of these 24 years, there were not so many mandamanos. Okay, there's 82 failed coup d'etat. Then after that, there was mandamano here and there, but they were not really well coordinated. Majority of the people were not out there, as it is, up to until maybe 1992. In the 80s, it was building up. So it has been a gradual, synthesis of ideas. What I'm trying to say is that, okay, 92, it reached fever pitch where people were fighting for the multi-party politics, okay? And of course, they played it so well. They came together as regional leaders, whatever, the Young Turks, the Railas, Karuas, Shikukus, Matiba, and so forth. They came together and, wakaanza yo sabasaba. And after that, that inspired a new generation with the idea that if the people galvanize around an idea to revolutionize how we govern ourselves, we can actually go to the streets and make changes. And from those Sabasaba in 1992 or 91 or 1990, whatever the case is, Kenya has gradually been actively involved in their politics. Even though, yes, we were under Moi and, it took 24 hours to finally get him out of there. But after that, Mandamano was something that was really effective. You can see that even after, the Machungwa and banana referendum thing, okay? We can see that again. Unfortunately, 2007 was more violence, okay? But we can see that again in 2017, okay? 2017, when Uhuru Kenyatta, imposed himself as the president of Kenya, and people actually almost took him out. If it wasn't for Raila Odinga to save his behind, he was going to be removed. And this was due to active citizenry, Mandamano. People were really paid off and went to Uhuru Park and appeased Raila Odinga. So what I'm saying is that we have gradually evolved, and not only evolved politically, but also involved as we continue in this journey of civil education and knowing which ways, by using the new constitution that we have, to affect how we govern ourselves. So the Moi 24 years and 2024 is way different. The circumstances under which we live in is way different. So I don't think we can go 10 years of Ruto. Two variables here. It's either Ruto changes or leaves, okay? Or Gen Z wache maandamano na they let things go like this, okay? Because these guys are serious. If they're talking about going up there in CBD and going to State House and camping there and not leaving until he resigns, something ought to give. Something will have to give up, okay? This is something that never happened during Moi days. So just to answer you, I don't think we can go 10 years of Ruto just screaming Ruto must go, Ruto must go. People are actually taking action. People are going to the streets. People are actually actively affecting things. Just go to the X spaces and listen to how people are exposing what is happening, whether it's the minerals that are being looted by foreigners, whether it's the Adani case, whether it's, I mean, people are involved and it's permeating down to the mamamboga. They might not understand everything that happens, whether it's the, you know, the bonds that, you know, the government is selling to the wananchi or whatever the case is, but they know that they're being shortchanged and they know something is not right and they can see the bowl that the president is feeding them day after day, and they are willing to go to the streets and tell him, no, we know something about our rights to protest and we are going to protest, and if you don't stop, we are going to remove you by using the very constitution that we have. So times have changed. So it's a bit different from those days, my dear friend, Gypsy. So I don't think it will go another 10 years of this same stuff, okay? Yes, Moi got away with it, but we are not going to have another Moi. No. Absolutely no. No way. No, sir. Yes. Again, Gypsy said, Eric Omondi has been an activist single-handedly for a long time and has got Dosh to sponsor himself. Yes. Yeah. That's why he can afford to not deal with ODM and do his own thing, okay? Bobby saying, Richard, no fear 2027, no chance these guys will rig and jig to maintain incumbency. Yes, he will. Yes. Melchizedek, yeah, nice seeing you. I'm glad to see you, Melchizedek. Silas Obeto said Ruto must go. I agree. He has to go on Thursday, 3 p.m. You need deadline. So yeah, it's very interesting, this story of Jimmy Wanjigi having a meeting at night somewhere in, I don't know where it was, but I don't know if it was true. I read it. I never really paid much attention of it. I thought it was one of those government people saying, you know, because this government seems to be confused. Every time they come up with Mara, it's the Russians who are behind the protest. Mara, it's Uhuru Kenyatta. Mara, it's Sijui Gachagua. Mara, today is Jimmy Wanjigi. They're just all over with this thing. So I don't know whether it might be, I don't know, whatever. Ruto akwende akafunge kuku akafuge Michael Mwaliko. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, by the way. I keep on reminding you guys, and like the video so iende kwa algorithm tupe hiyo video ndio watu waione wajue mambo ni mambo bad, okay? So like the video and subscribe. Come on, just subscribe. Thank you so much. Haya, tuangalie. Bobby says anakuambia the KK camp should be worried about what will happen if the Gen Z stop maandamano, because it may become a personal citizen's pursuit for justice, ask Trump. Yes. KK. Kenya Kwanza should be worried about what's going to happen, because it is not looking pretty for them. They have to mpaka wafanye kitu. There's no way, no sir. Tuangalie Mutua. Mutua also had his time with Ninio hapo kwa was it National Assembly? Alikuwa anauliza maswali and he was talking about the Cobra Squad. If you remember, can somebody tell me about the Cobra Squad? I believe it was the police special unit, whatever, that was doing some stuff.
Which I think you've seen it, and many other shows that. Number 3, you asked about Cobra Squad. Cobra Squad was a personal initiative, very successful. I want to say that I bought my house in Nairobi with proceeds from Cobra Squad, and went on to produce many other shows like Beba, which I think you've seen it, and many other shows that my company still produce and do other things. And Cobra Squad was very successful. even across Africa. Even today, I still get royalties from it being shown in Zambia, Tanzania, and many other countries. During our second season, after the end of our second season, one of our main actors unfortunately died in the fire that engulfed the former Nakumat that was at Moi Avenue. And it was felt that we could not continue with the third season after that tragedy. And that is how we stopped Cobra Squad, out of respect for the death of one of our workers. So, Mheshimiwa Caleb, it was not a failure, it was a success, big success. But also we are people with a heart.
Okay. Can someone tell me about the Cobra Squad? I have no idea what it was. I thought it was about the police unit somewhere. Someone please educate me. I need education here. Cobra Squad, what was it about? Yeah. But all in all, you see the kind of, in fact, huyo nani anaitwaje, Alfred Mutua, he kept on going on and telling us about, what was it? How people like him and the changes he has made. Na chap chaps nini na chap chap something chap chap, whatever that case is, chap chap nonsense that he had in whatever. I think it's a party or something like that. But regardless, Alfred Mutua is another one who is basically coming back to be part of this government. These leaders are being recycled. But anyway, now I'll open up the neo for anyone who wants to come in. Let me just see. I know Captain was asking for the link. I will open the link and you can give me your thought on what you think. Cobra was a movie? Oh my goodness. Okay, it was a movie. There it is. What the Cobra Squad was a TV series about secret agents, Kenyan style, back in the days. Oh, I don't know what Cobra Squad is. Okay, I've had no idea. Absolutely no idea. But anyway, the link is there if you want to get in and say something. Umefunguliwa hapo. You can get in and speak your piece. Speak your piece. I know some people wanted to speak their mind. Alfred Mutua was a director. So the guy is hey, somebody told me about the Ninio in Nigeria, the Mandamano in Nigeria. Imeshika moto. Nigerians, they are not playing around. They are not playing around. Wako gangari. They were out and about. So yeah. Anyway, I'll give you a few minutes. If you want to join, ladies and gentlemen, please, it's open to you. If not, I'll give it like a few minutes. If not, I will kind of see the next thing we should take care of. Anyway, I will show you what's happening in Nigeria. And if this can happen in Nairobi, it can be something to behold. Check this out. This is Niger, and we can replicate this in Kenya. Check this out. Check this. What? Check this out. This is serious. Wa Nigeria wamesema hawataki mchezo hata wao. Tinubu aishie. Tinubu. Here's Tinubu. All right, here it is. All right. You got the point. And on the political side, I guess there's still this whole nonsense about the people who want to get Gachagua out. Kalonzo came out and said that he's probably not going to remove Gachagua. I don't know. There's I don't know how serious this whole idea of removing Gachagua, what is it about? I mean, I've been trying to Gachagua, whatever the case is. I have no idea. I don't know where it stems from. To me, I think it's a ploy. Yes, there are so many. Annie, you're right. Our Majama, you know, if we can get 5-6 million on Thursday, I'm telling you, Ruto will ataenda anaishia. There's no way.
Sorry, no, Musioka.
In what appears to be political realignment, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka now says he has embarked on a campaign to unite the Gema communities of Kikuyu, Meru, Embu, and Akamba.
Sorry, no, Musyoka, who led a section of Azimio's constituent parties to Kiambu, where they held an impromptu rally, urged the Mount Kenya community to support his bid. Kalonzo vowed to mobilize the Azimio legislators to oppose any attempt to impeach Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Willie Lusige has more.
Days after Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka declared himself as the new leader of Azimio coalition following the appointment of ODM members to the cabinet, a section of Azimio coalition leaders arrived in Kiambu County. They joined the congregation at CFF Church before holding a public rally in Kiambu town to propagate their agenda. Leaders present criticizing ODM leader Raila Odinga for aligning with President William Ruto after ODM members were appointed to the cabinet. They insisted that Kalonzo was now the face of Azimio and the opposition in the country.
Na hakuna mtu ambaye alikuwa ameapa kushinda William Ruto kutakuwa na serikali ya nusu mkate. Lakini kitu moja hivi kile amefanya, ametuacha kwa mataa. Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka, wewe ongoza sisi wote turudiane, tutengeneze ile gema ya mbeleni.
They officially announced that Kalonzo will run for the presidency come 2027 as the candidate of the three constituent parties and called on the Mount Kenya community to rally behind him.
Ya kwamba watu wa Kiambu na watu wa Mlima muko na marafiki waliotembea nanyi, na hao marafiki mmoja wao ni Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka
mwenye tumeachiwa sasa na mwenye tunatembea na yeye, because there must be an alternative to the things happening in this country. Na sisi wakaji wa eneo hili tufugue macho yetu. Sisi tukitembea na Kalonzo tunasema omba Mwenyezi Mungu mapenzi yake yafanyike.
Kalonzo, who claimed they had former President Uhuru Kenyatta's blessings, promised the Mount Kenya community that they will reap significant benefits if they supported him in 2027.
Going forward, lazima tuweke dual carriageway. Itoke Nairobi kuje Kiambu, so that Kiambu becomes kwa baba yao. And going forward should be part of the next movement ambayo tunaiunda. Make no mistake, our brother Uhuru Kenyatta is with us. Ako pamoja na.
Kalonzo promising to thwart any plans to impeach Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua.
Kama wako na njia ya kutoa Rigiji jama, kama wako na jama hiyo ya kumtoa, sisi wanaazimio tunasema hawatamtoa peke yake, watoe yeye na Ruto. Wangapi wanasema hiyo?
In Kiambu town, Azimio leaders voiced their support for the protest scheduled for the August 8th, known as Nane Nane, to push for the Gen Z demands.
Vijana mukae mukijua tupo. Sitaweka upinzani ule mkali zaidi.
The declaration of Wiper leader as the de facto leader of the opposition in the country has now been seen as a clear indication that he'll be on the ballot come 2027 on the presidential election. Willie Lusige, Citizen TV in Kiambu County.
Okay. So they are playing tribal politics. Melchizedek, I see you there. Melchizedek, karibu sana, karibu sana. I don't know if you're still available.
Yes, I'm available. Kicking and breathing.
Kicking. I see. Are you still in Azimio, or are you? Where are you with this? What do you make of what's going on in the parliament with Joho and Kalonzo creating his alliance of Gema?
Hiyo kitu ni fani. Unajua Kuna wale ambao bado walikuwa na ile nia ati wanafikiria hao watu watakomboa nchi, lakini umeona vile wanaongea ati mtu anasema kuna 50 sijui nini millions kwa account, alafu mtu bado mnafurahi kwamba umepewa cheo. Mtakaramba. This time round mtajua mjui. This time round ndio watu watajua wajui.
Nani anatuambia nani? Joho anatuambia hata ametuelezea vile samaki inazaa na kadhalika, atafanya vitu work out very good.
Waseme vile pesa yao zitazaa, wawache kudanganya.
Na hii Kalonzo, sasa unaona Kalonzo ni namna gani? Hii mambo yake sasa amesema atatetea Gachagua, anataka kushikana na wakina Gema, na anasema Uhuru wako kwa side yake. Bado wameshikana na Raila Amolo Odinga ama hiyo divorce ilishafanyika kitambo?
Kalonzo anakuanga muoga. The first thing. The second thing, hao politicians sahii hakuna mtu mwenye utaweza amini. They are all bloggers. That's what I can say. They're all.
Ni mastori tu.
Ni story tu. Ndio watu wajue ya kwamba wanataka maneno ya jenzi wawachana nayo. Wawache kuongea maneno ya jenzi. Wao wapigania maisha yao.
Na unaonaje hii 8th?
Nakumbuka vile Wandai alikuwa amesimama na watu wa kuimpeach vile alikuwa anasema. Unakumbuka?
Yeah.
Na nao sahi.
Sahi hapo kwa serikali.
Baadaye alisema aje? Hata ungana na serikali, na jana alisema aje? I'm out of Azimio, I'm former. Jana wakati walikuwa wanafanyiwa nini? Mahojiano alisema aje? Yeye tayari alishatoka kwa Azimio, yeye sio chairman again. Which means ameingia serikali. Hapa usipochagua achaguliwe, ako kwa serikali.
Sasa wacha nikuulize, wewe unasikia maneno namna gani? Tumebaki na kama siku 4 hivi. Mfungue kamera ndio sasa hata Ruto akinikujia atukujie sote watu watatu. Keep naona pia ameingia. 8 nakuja on Thursday. Wamesema wataenda kucamp, na this time hawatoki paka Ruto resign by saa 9 3 p.m. Ruto andike barua aseme me and my cabinet tumetoka kazi, na Jimmy Wanjigi analeta pesa. Melchizedek, kabla sijakuja kwa captain. Melchizedek huko? Haya, naona umeshikana kidogo. Wacha niende kwa captain. Captain, ingia. Yes, fungua kamera na uniambie.
Wewe ni mtu ya kuambiwa yes kweli.
Yes sir, tena kwa nini?
Na waste hiyo time sana. Yes.
Niko sawa tu. Nakuona hapo unang'ara na shati ya red. Sijui uliwacha hiyo chama chenu, hata wewe pia umeingia kwa chama ingine. Umeingia Jubilee.
Hii ni mtu ameleta hii inatoka London hii.
London watu wanapigana. Nimeangalia England watu wanachapana.
England, yes, very well. Niambie.
Niko sawa. Unaonaje? Maandamano ni on Thursday na wamesema Ruto hawatatoka this time paka Ruto resign by 3 p.m. afternoon. Hawatoki Nairobi, hawatoki State House.
You know what, Kenya Rebel, as much as we continue even discussing here and coming to these platforms each and every day, the more tunajitia hasira mwingi sana. Yesterday, I don't know what we were discussing, and then we say, oh, we are discussing about Oscar Sudi. Not Oscar Sudi. What is his other idiot name?
Murkomen.
Murkomen.
Wewe unaita Murkomen idiot. Wewe.
Mbuzi kabisa. Bandit. Wale sasa idiot bandit. Ati unataka kumtetea bandit. Sasa the government inatutia hasira mingi sana. You played what the former governor of Mombasa, Joho, was trying to speak there to the committee. But you saw there is nothing at all on this guy. There is no any knowledge of anything that he is going to do even in mining.
Haukusikia kieleza vile samaki nazaa.
So what is mining and so samaki inafall kwa mining ama kwa agriculture?
Iko hiyo yote ni fisheries sinako kwa ministry ya mining na sijui inaitwaje seas and kadhalika. Hiyo pia amekava. Ni cheo kubwa bwana.
You are buying the idea now.
Sasa si rais amempatia kazi. Wewe wacha nikuulize wewe. Saizi hata wacha nikuambie. Saizi rais hata listen, hata kama umependa rais ama umemchukia. Hajatoka bado, hajatoka. Wanataka kumtoa. Hiyo ni ukweli, wanataka kumtoa. Lakini as it stand bado ni rais. Even though hana legitimacy bado ni rais. Sasa akikupatia kazi wewe ni mkubwa wa fisheries ama nini? Utaenda wakwago kuvet na ukipita utapita, kama usipopita.
Let me ask you Kinaribel, which criteria are the committee using for somebody that to say that huyu mtu amepita, huyu mtu ameanguka? Because even me from now and the previous committees, I've never known which criteria are these people using to choose that Kinaribel now as qualified to be the panelist in this show. You see, which criteria are the government or the committee using to say that Kipchumba Murkomen is qualified to be the sports CS?
That is a good question. Criteria kukua
we don't know. We don't have even any questionnaire that now the people are going to be questioned in the committee that has been chosen by the president of the government. This is the questionnaire to the public that question number 1, net worth is how much? Question number 2, kuna kitu ilifanyika ukiwa leadership mahali fulani, ulihandle namna gani? Yani zote hizo vitu zote we don't know. Watu tu wanapelekwa kwa panel, wanakaa chini pale, wanaletewa chai, wanaletewa maji baridi, wanaletewa dasani, Keringet water. You see? Only to tell us that nilienda sijui kubridge nini, nilisomea sijui university zingine, nimegoogle hata sioni. Kwenye iko nimejaribu kutafuta hakuna.
Cobra Squad. Kusikia Cobra Squad?
Kwanza Uganda, iko Uganda. Na hata ana classmate hata moja, hakuna. Yeye peke yake alikuwa class. Kenya bwana,
Sina alikuwa mwerevu sana wakamuka kwa class peke yake. Alikuwa mwerevu too much. Akaweka class peke.
Baby, who are we to oppose?
Haya, tusikie hii habari kidogo.
Okay.
Kabla hatujaendelea. By the way, hiyo ni swali nzuri. What criteria are they using to make somebody qualify? Sijui kama
yani not making to tell us that this person has qualified. Which criteria is that are they using?
Yeah, I agree. Hiyo ni swali. That's a very legit question. That is a very legit question. But you know, ndio maana watu na vet. So vetting, I'm assuming kwa hizo maswali ambayo anaulizwa kulingana na ile majibu atapeana.
Continue playing what you're playing. Let me look for Capture to come.
Haya. Leo sitakaa sana lakini unaweza kumuita.
Wewe ukitaenda.
Okay. Let me play this one. Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue, please endeleeni tafadhalini msubscribe na mshare na mulike. Tukiendeleanga inganganga hivyo, okay? Like and share, subscribe and all that good stuff as we continue with the conversation. Let me play this, what the Gachagua and all that stuff, what they say today. I think it was interesting to hear about Ruto and his, I think this one was what Gypsy was talking
after
about.
Creating an inclusive government. Speaking at a church service in Kilgore. Well, President William Ruto now says it is time for his government to fulfill the promises it made to Kenyans after creating an inclusive government. The church service in Kilgore in Narok County, Ruto called on to focus on delivering better services to the electorate. His sentiments coming days after he nominated 4 ODM members to join his cabinet.
Sasa saa hizi tumeunda serikali ya kila mtu. Hakuna mtu sasa ya kulalamika. Hakuna mtu ya kupingana. Sasa sisi wote tusimame pamoja. Tupangane pamoja. Tuungane, tushirikiane. Ile sasa kazi iko ni vile tutashirikiana tutatue changamoto za taifa letu la Kenya tukiwa pamoja. Ile kazi iko sasa ni kupanga maendeleo ya taifa letu la Kenya tukiwa pamoja. Hakuna sasa vizingizio tena. Hakuna vijisababu tena. Hakuna excuses ya kusema kwa sababu ya hii, kwa sababu ya hii. Sasa hii serikali imeunganisha watu wote hapo ndani.
Haya. Umesikia rais amewaambia ati now it's inclusive. ODM wameingia. Hakuna kulialia ati sijui hakuna kucomplain sasa. Mmeambiwa hivyo. Gen Z. Can I get some Gen Z to get in? I want some Gen Z. Where are the Gen Z? You know, I used to have some Gen Z come here. Anyway, they are probably wanapanga ile kitu taendelea kesho. So I understand. But please, Gen Z, mkiwa mahali, please. You need to show up so you can. I want to see an exchange between pro-government people and pro-Gen Z people. Have a decent, wonderful discussion, civil discussion that can, educate the people. Watu waangalie different arguments. I personally, everyone knows my position. I am for a total overhaul of this government. I think we gave Ruto 2 years to make things right. But so far, all he did was to flip us off. And, alienda kashikana na ndugu yake and told us, you know what, nyinyi, you do not mean much. Get out of here. I'll continue with my plan. Raila ndio huyo ameshaingia kwa serikali. Wacheni kucomplain. Hiyo si ndio mlikuwa mnataka. Huyo mtu wa maandamano zinameingia na sisi. Sasa ni makelele gani mnataka kupiga tena? That is basically what he's saying. But he's missing the point that this is no longer a matter of tribal chieftains coming together to, control their crowds. This is about the Kenyan people and the interest of the Kenyan population. This is no longer about tribe. This is no longer about sectarian, parochial thinking. This is about what's best for Kenyans, what's best for the country. If it's corruption, we shall get rid of it, and we shall start by removing the president because he has demonstrated without any reasonable doubt that he is incompetent. He is unable to deal with the problems that we are facing as a country. He has sold us off to foreign investors, the Adanis of this world, World Bank, IMF, you name it, the Chinese people. We have nowhere to turn but to turn to ourselves and the document that actually brings us together, which is the Constitution. So I'm with Gen Zs. But in the event, there's a lot of reports. I've had reports. It's not only people who are in the chat, but I heard about this meeting by Eric Omondi and Jimmy Wanjigi. Now it is said that, they might have, maybe they are the ones who are financing this thing. They're planning this thing for the Thursday. What is happening? Is it true? Is it true? We are about to see about all that. We are about to see if that is true. But let's take a quick list, check out what happened after the coup d'etat attempt in 1982. Now people, these Easy Maninio, these news organs, they have started likening these protesters as people who are trying to orchestrate a coup d'etat, which is funny because this is not a coup d'etat. These are not people who are out there to illegally take over government. These are people who are expressing themselves legally and legally removing these representatives who have failed them. And there's nothing coup d'etat about it. But here was NTV that tried to convince us that, kulikuwa na hii, so they played the coup d'etat
Commissioner David Musila. Meanwhile, in Nyeri, President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi was making rounds in the stands at the Nyeri ASK show. Among those accompanying him was Central Province Provincial Commissioner David Musila. After visiting the stands, President Moi was meant to inspect the parade before officially the show with a speech at the pavilion.
The parade was done, I think, about 2-ish, 2 or 2:30. I can't remember exactly the time. Once we did the parade and the president has gone back to address the public, we stood on one side listening to the president, and the president went through his speech. He finished, and he was to go to his convoy and depart.
Known to many was the official program. That after the official opening of the ASK show, President Moi was to head to Sagana State Lodge for the night, but known to PC David Musila only, after being told by the president the head of state would not spend the night at the Sagana State Lodge, but would head straight by road to Nakuru, juggling between his Kabarak home and State House, Nakuru. But even before he could board his presidential motorcade, something rather unusual happened.
We're walking out of the place, and suddenly somebody comes on the mic and say, "Wananchi, kaeni rais anarudi kuja." He's coming back to address and to give you a further address.
But he has just addressed.
It was we have never seen anything like that. Once the president stops and finishes and goes, that was it. But now suddenly something strange happened, and the president's coming back, and so the Wananchi went back to sit and listen to the president. So the president comes and now gives a longer story, nothing connected with what has happened, but just, a lot of other things that, the president always had a lot of material to deliver to his people. Anybody right-thinking person would be wondering, why would the president come back? But apparently there was something, I think, connected with security that made the president come back. The rumor has it later, from what I heard, that some people who were armed tried to join the president's convoy, and they were caught.
Unknown people.
Unknown people, yes.
And with that, Friday is done, and Saturday, the 31st of July, is fast approaching. Unknown to them, the country is now just hours to the coup attempt. The 145-man parade drawn from the Kenya Air Force retired back to the Kenya Police Training College in Kiganjo, hoping to spend Saturday in Nyeri before they are transported back to Nairobi and their other bases on Sunday.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and comrades, that was just whatever of what happened in 1982, because now there's talk of coup d'etat. But anyway, I'll end it here. Ladies and gentlemen, join me tomorrow. Captain, I have to end it, I'm sorry. But join me tomorrow. I'll come in early tomorrow. Join me for another session where we shall talk about what's going on. If you haven't subscribed, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you, all of you. Subscribe, share, comment. I want to shout out a couple of people. Bobby Caesar, thank you so much. Annie Usipote, you're good luck, chum. Every time you come here, we always have a good discussion. Thank you so much. Usipote sana. Silas Oweti, thank you for joining us. Gypsy Corner, Kama Kawaida, Kiki, thank you. Sana. Richard Onyango, thank you. Captain, as usual, thank you so much. Who else? Michael Mwaliko, thank you so much for joining us. Who else did I miss? I wouldn't want to miss anyone. Kila mtu ambaye alikuja hapa. Who else? I think I'm missing somebody. Messi M. Usisao. Rebecca Mutune. Thank you so much for joining us. Kama kawaida. You know, who else did I miss? Brian Kimutai. Thank you so much, guys. I am so glad to see all of you. Please, again, lastly, like, share, comment, subscribe, so I can see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Thank you, and have a good night, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, good morning. See you tomorrow, Monday. Peace and blessings.